Hey, New Life Church, welcome to our TRAC devotions. I am Stephanie. We just started the exciting, awesome book of Joshua. And we have seen that they are ready to take the promised land finally after all these years. And Joshua sent out some spies to spy on the land of Jericho. And in Joshua chapter 2, they meet Rahab, and she tells them something extraordinary. She's like, we know your God. We know he's going to give you the land because we heard what he has done. He made you to cross the Red Sea. And we know that he has destroyed kings. And Rahab's telling them, we know your God. And then we see Joshua chapter 3. And the Israelites are ready to take the land. And boom, there's an obstacle in their way. They have to cross the Jordan River. And now it's harvest time and it is flooded. And they think it's impossible because research in this, these floodwaters could have a current of 40 miles an hour. Plus there was like swampy lands and mud, and they could get stuck. And there was thick brush and growth where things were entangled, and people could trip and get entangled and fall into this current, and it was dangerous. And I'm sure the Israelites thought, well, maybe the very strong can make it over, but not those who are weak or those who are old or those who are too young. And they're probably thinking, we're on the brink of God's promise, and now this. How in the world are we going to overcome this? They need to know their God as well. Rahab and the enemy knew. Now they have to know. And I've been wondering, and I think of my own life too, do we have our own Jordan rivers in our life where we think that things are getting so hard? How are we going to reach the promise that God has for us? Or how are we going to obtain our calling? Or maybe we feel that we are stuck, like stuck in the mud of the Jordan River. How we're stuck and we can't make it. We can't do what we need to be according to who God has called us to be. Or maybe you feel stalled, that you just can't go anymore for whatever reason, and we have all these obstacles like the Israelites had with the Jordan River. But I'm telling you that there is hope, and that we need to be encouraged because we need to know who God is. Look at Joshua chapter 3. God told Joshua and the Israelites exactly what to do. God wasn't panicking about the floodwaters. Not one bit was he even concerned. He was like, this is what you need to do. It had nothing to do with the waters. It was just obeying God. And you can read it for yourself so you understand what I'm saying. But they did. They did exactly what God told them to do. And let's read what happened. I mean, make sure you read 15 to 17, but I'm going to read just verse 17 to you. And they obeyed God, and this flooding water, this impossible body of water to cross. This is what happened in verse 17. The priest who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stopped in the middle of the Jordan and stood on dry ground while all Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground. Give God a praise for that. How awesome is our one and only true God. So New Life Church, know that God can make your hard easy. Know that if you feel stuck, know that he can give you freedom. And if you think you are stalled, know this: God can make you advance forward. There is nothing he can't do. God made a no way a highway. Isn't that incredible? And he can do the same for you. Know who God is, New Life Church. Rahab and the people of Jericho did, and they were afraid. They're like, oh, we know God's going to give you this land. Know who God is. And so you know you can always be victorious. And no obstacles can stop the plan of God. We just have to listen for his direction, be led by the Holy Spirit, and obey just like the Israelites did. So know who God is. He loves you. He is faithful. And there's no obstacle that our God cannot take care of. Obey what God says to you and believe, and you and me, we won't be disappointed. Have a great day, New Life Church, and be encouraged. See you next time. Bye.